Now we talk about network media. Network media is used for communication in networks, and there are different types of network media. Here is a list of some network media which are very common in today's networks. We have copper cabling, UTP cabling, fiber optic cabling, and then wireless media. Okay, so the first network media is copper media. And there are three main types of copper media which are basically being used in today's networks. The first is UTP cable, which is basically an unshielded twisted pair cable. The second is STP cable, shielded twisted pair cable. And the third form of copper media that are used in networks for communication is coaxial cable. So now we talk about the UTP cable. This is the most commonly used network media around in the networks. And basically the formulation of this UTP cable is like that: a pair of wires which are twisted together. And the reason for this twisting of the wire is to protect the wires from, or the signal from, interference. And then you have this different types of these wires are basically color coded so that the electric interference can be isolated. Similarly, there is this outer jacket which protects the copper wire from physical damage. The next type of copper media we have is shielded twisted pair cable. And it is more basically safe, and it is less prone to interference than UTP cable, which is unshielded twisted pair cable. In this, just like UTP, in STP cable, you also have the twisted pairs wires, and then you have a braided shield in the outer coating of the wire, and then the outermost coating is a jacket to protect it from interference. The third type is coaxial cable. This is mostly used not in network communication, but also used in cable television. This coaxial cable, as you can see from the slide, it has a copper conductor, and then it has a plastic insulation, and then the outer covering is braided copper shielding. And then the outermost is the jacket, just like in the STP cable. And then you have different connectors for coaxial communication. You have an F-type connector, you have an N-type connector, and then you have this B and C connector for basically communicating through coaxial media. Okay, and there are some safety measures when you are basically using copper media for communication. The first important point is that the data and the electrical power cabling should be separated to avoid any interference and also any electrical hazard. Also, the cables must be connected properly or correctly, and installations must be inspected for damage. And also the equipment must be grounded correctly to avoid any electrical shocks. Okay, the second type of network media we have for networks is fiber optic cabling, and this is for very high data rate or high or fast communication. You use fiber optics, and this is an expensive network media, and it is used mainly in backbone networks. And also, quite recently, fiber optics being used in networks, in local area networks also. But still, the UTP copper media is still very much used in homes and also in universities, in organizations. Okay, so when should we use fiber optics, or what are the the drawbacks, and what are the pros and cons of fiber optics versus the copper? As far as the bandwidth is concerned, fiber optics provides much higher bandwidth as compared to copper media. As you can see on the slide, fiber optics can give you a data rate of up to 100 gigabit per second. And then the copper media, whereas I mean it provides only up to 10 gigabit per second transmission rate. Similarly, the distance, fiber optics basically covered a huge, or a very long distance, like in hundreds of kilometers, and also it basically very much immune to electromagnetic interference or radio frequency interference. Similarly, fiber optics is also very much immune to electrical hazards as compared to copper media. And then the cost for connectors is high in when you use fiber optics as compared to using copper media. For installation, copper media installation is very easy, and I mean you will find many people who are basically skilled in implementing the copper media as compared to fiber optics that requires some experience person to basically install fiber optics. Okay, as far as the safety issues are concerned, fiber optics has higher safety issues as compared to copper media because you cannot bend the fiber optic cable. So it has its own complexity and safety measure as compared to copper media. The third type of network media we have is wireless media, and there are a bunch of wireless technologies around in today's networks. So let's discuss three such wireless media that are very common, today. The first one is the Wi-Fi. I mean, it's pretty famous. Wireless fidelity Wi-Fi networks. And then you have the Bluetooth. This is also very much common in our mobile devices. And then WiMAX. So let's talk about Wi-Fi. There are multiple standards of Wi-Fi communication, and these standards are being basically governed or introduced by IEEE. This, as you can see from the slide, we have 802.11a standard and 802.11b, G, N, AC, AD, and there are some other standards also, Wi-Fi standards, and they have their own maximum speed, data rate capacity, and frequency also. So this is so we have covered different types of network media like UTP cabling and wireless media and fiber optics today.